Few things are more comforting than a firearm that just works. You and I both know that trusting your life to a hunk of steel and polymer isn't something to take lightly. But budgets are real. Most of us can't drop $2,000 on a duty gun. So I've spent the past few months obsessively testing, shooting, and living with a handful of affordable rifles, pistols, and shotguns. My goal? Find the 7 guns under $1,000 that I would personally trust to protect my home or family without a second thought. This list isn't about exotic brands or Gucci buildouts. It's about the unsung heroes that deliver reliability and performance at a price that makes sense. Before we dive in, a quick note. These aren't the 7 best guns ever made. They are simply reliable, budget-friendly weapons that I've put through the ringer and would still bet my life on. I'm judging them on reliability, value, practicality, and overall shooting experience. If I can't run 100+ rounds without hiccups, it doesn't make this list. Each firearm has been thoroughly evaluated, some across dusty ranges, some in pouring rain or freezing mountains, others during extended classes where thousands of rounds were fired in a day. When I say I trust them, it's because they've proved themselves. Grab a coffee or a cold beer if you're off the clock, hit that subscribe button if you love no-nonsense reviews, and let's get into my top 7 budget guns you can actually count on. I'm a sucker for pistol-caliber carbines because they shoot cheap ammo, share magazines with your sidearm, and are far easier to control than a full rifle. The Ruger PC Carbine is one of the most versatile PCCs. A simple blowback design with a 16.12-inch barrel, weighing about 6.8 pounds and measuring 34.37 inches overall. Ruger engineered interchangeable magazine wells so it accepts Glock or Ruger SR9 mags. Each rifle ships with a Ruger well and a Glock insert, so with a punch you can run the pistol magazines you already own. During testing, I fed hundreds of rounds, 115, 124, and 147 grain 9mm, from cheap steel case to premium hollow points, and saw 0 stoppages. The blowback action soaks recoil, and the extra mass tames muzzle rise, letting you ring steel at 80 yards and group tightly out to 100 yards more often than not. The takedown system is brilliant. Press a recessed lever, twist the fore-end a quarter turn, and the barrel and handguard separates from the receiver, compact enough to stash in a backpack. Factory sights include a ghost ring rear and protected blade front, and a top Picatinny rail makes the rifle optics ready out of the box. At roughly $649 for the basic model, the Ruger PC Carbine punches above its price. Dead reliable, easy to clean, pop the takedown pins, magazine commonality with Glock lowers costs, and accuracy is more than adequate for home defense, truck gun duty, or USPSA PCC fun. If you want an affordable, adaptable PCC that won't let you down under stress, consider it. Let's be real, double-barreled shotguns aren't tactical fashion pieces. They are brutally simple, safe, and they deliver 2 shots of 12-gauge fury when you need them most. The Stoeger Coach gun is a classic side-by-side with barrels as short as 18 inches, chambered for 2 3/4 and 3-inch shells. You get dual triggers, so each barrel can fire a different load, and a top tang safety that automatically engages when you break the action. A brass bead sight and extractors, no ejectors, mean spent shells lift cleanly without launching across the room. It weighs about 6.5 pounds and measures 36.5 inches overall, compact enough to defend a hallway or cabin.
Coach guns exist to be reliable and idiot-proof. Stoeger offers versions in .41, 20, and 12 gauge with various stock materials and either single or double triggers. My 12 gauge test gun included removable improved cylinder and modified chokes so I could tailor shot patterns, plus a recoil pad that makes Magnum buckloads manageable. Over dozens of range sessions and a few training courses, it never failed to fire or extract. The automatic safety on opening forces a simple, repeatable drill that's a good habit under stress. The extractor design prevents shells from launching, and the automatic tang safety encourages a disciplined, repeatable routine under stress, valuable in high-pressure moments. At roughly $579 MSRP, the Stoeger Coach gun delivers a no-nonsense defensive option for rural property owners, ranchers, or anyone wanting a low-maintenance scattergun. Yes, you only get 2 rounds, but most defensive shotgun encounters involve a single shot. For an affordable, durable, straightforward tool, this Coach gun is hard to beat. The Springfield Echelon is the new kid on the block and one of the most innovative polymer frame pistols I've tested in years. At its heart is a Central Operating Group, or COG, a self-contained stainless steel fire control module you can drop into different grip modules. Think of it like SIG's P320, but with Springfield spin. The COG has redundant safeties, including a trigger safety and a double sear that prevent unintended discharge. The slide is sculpted with deep serrations and a trench forward of the ejection port, making it easy to rack even when wet. I also dig the built-in ears at the rear of the slide for extra leverage during press checks. I fired hundreds of rounds of Remington UMC 115 grain ball, defensive JHP, and steel case through the Echelon, and it was 100% reliable. The ergonomics are superb. The grip texture gives a secure hold without shredding your hands, and the ambidextrous slide lock and magazine release make it left-hand friendly. The trigger has a crisp break and short reset, encouraging fast follow-ups. My only gripe is the slide lock sits high enough that some shooters, especially thumbs high grip types, may prevent the slide from locking open on an empty mag. Thankfully, practice cures that. The Echelon's modularity and reliability put it squarely against duty pistols like the Glock 17 and SIG P320. The regular Echelon retails in the mid-600s, the new Echelon 4.0C comp variant lists at $749. Given its premium feel, optics-ready slide, and included tritium front sight, that's impressive value. If you want a modern pistol that can grow with your needs, compact one day, full-size the next, the Echelon is my pick. The Beretta M9 served as the U.S. military standard sidearm from 1985 until 2017, and there's a reason for its longevity. It's a full-size 9mm double-action, single-action pistol with a 4.9-inch barrel, 8.5-inch overall length, and 34 ounces unloaded weight. The open slide design reduces weight and virtually eliminates stovepipes by giving spent cases an enormous ejection port. It has a reversible magazine release, ambidextrous safety decocker, and a lanyard loop for retention. Magazine capacity is 15 rounds from the factory, but aftermarket 18, 20, and even 35-round mags are available. I carried an M9 during my early law enforcement days and later reacquainted myself for this test. While it's a bit chunky for concealed carry, it's incredibly smooth to shoot. The all-metal frame soaks up recoil, and the DASA trigger, heavy on the first pull, light thereafter, encourages precise shots. Gun University's review notes that the open slide design provides excellent reliability and that the pistol is easy to shoot and accurate. The same article mentions the M9's reliability during the author's service. Even after thousands of rounds, the gun worked flawlessly. My own experience echoes this. The only malfunctions I've seen were due to cheap magazines or underpowered ammo. Used police trade-ins can be found for $450 to $500, while new production M9A1 or M9A4 models run up to $650. The M9A4 adds an optics-ready slide and threaded barrel at the top of that range. If you prefer a proven, full-metal pistol with a cult following and don't mind the weight, the Beretta M9 is still a rock-solid choice for home defense or range duty. You can spend 10 grand on an AR, or you can buy a Ruger AR-556 and still get a dependable rifle that shoots as straight as you can. The AR-556 is a mil-spec style carbine chambered in 5.56 NATO with a 16.1-inch barrel and a 1-to-8 twist. It uses a cold hammer forged barrel, a mid-length gas system on many models, a pinned front sight block, and a heat-resistant handguard. The receiver is forged 7075 T6 aluminum, and the bolt is proof-tested and high-pressure tested. The rifle ships with a 30-round Magpul PMag and a 6-position stock, so you can adjust length of pull from 32.25 to 35.5 inches. MSRP sits around $1,019, but street price hovers around $800. My AR-556 has seen everything from cheap wolf steel to brass-cased 77-grain match ammo. It has never choked. Rifle Shooter's Review fired hundreds of rounds through the rifle and reported that it ran perfectly even when the barrel got hot. The pinned front sight ensures that your gas block isn't moving, the feed ramps are polished for reliability, and the free-float handguard, on certain models, makes it more accurate. For a budget AR, the trigger is surprisingly crisp. I've shot this rifle at 3-gun matches, defensive carbine classes, and simple plinking sessions. It's always come out looking like a champ. With the AR-15 market flooded, the Ruger AR-556 stands out because it's built right. For under $800, you get a rifle that's good to go out of the box. Upgrade the trigger later if you want, add an optic and sling, and you're ready for anything from range fun to serious home defense. Shotgun fans, meet your new patrol gun. The Beretta A300 Ultima Patrol is a semi-automatic 12-gauge designed for law enforcement and home defense. It features a 19-inch chrome-lined barrel with a 3-inch chamber, letting you run 2.75 or 3-inch shells. The shotgun uses Beretta's gas system, which softens recoil compared to inertia guns. It comes with a fiber optic front sight, ghost ring rear sight, and an optic-ready Picatinny rail on the receiver. There's a 7+1 capacity thanks to a magazine extension with QD sling sockets and integrated M-LOK slots for lights or lasers. The stock has a 13x length of pull and a vertical pistol grip style contour for better control. Police 1. Review put 600 shells through the A300 Ultimate Patrol without any cleaning or lubrication and experienced zero malfunctions. That's impressive. It patterned buckshot tightly and cycled everything from low-brass birdshot to full-power slugs. Oversized controls and an enlarged loading port make the shotgun fast to load under stress. The gas system and rubber recoil pad tame even 3-inch magnums, so you can stay on target for quick follow-ups.
The Ultima Patrol's MSRP is listed at $1,099, but real-world street price is often under $1,000. It's less expensive than Beretta's 1301 Tactical, but delivers nearly the same performance. For a reliable, soft-shooting semi-auto with modular accessories, the A300 Ultima Patrol is my go-to shotgun for home defense and duty applications. Why it made the list. When people say Glock perfection, they're usually talking about the reliability and simplicity that the Austrian pistol brings. The Glock 34 takes those virtues and adds a longer 5.31-inch barrel and slide, giving you a longer sight radius and better velocity. The Gen 5 version measures 8.74 inches overall and weighs about 34.6 ounces loaded. It holds 17+1 rounds, but you can use 19, 24, 31, or even 33-round mags. Glock's marksman barrel improves accuracy, and the lack of finger grooves plus an ambidextrous slide stop make it more comfortable for a wider range of hands. Real-world performance. Glocks are known for reliability, and the 34 is no different. Gun University's review describes how the longer slide reduces muzzle flip and makes the gun fun to shoot. Over the years, I've shot Glock 34s in USPSA matches, tactical training courses, and informal range sessions. They've never jammed, even when filthy. The trigger break is spongy compared to custom 1911s, but it's consistent and safe. The long sight radius and added barrel length produce faster, flatter shots. I've run this pistol suppressed, with compensators, and with various optics. It eats everything and keeps going. Is it worth it? Prices range from $550 to about $650, depending on the generation. An MSRP of around $700 means you can often find them new for less. For a pistol that's equally at home on the range or on duty, with infinite aftermarket support, the Glock 34 is my top pick. It's the gun I most often grab when instructing classes because I know it will run no matter what. At the end of the day, reliability trumps flash. All 7 guns on this list have one thing in common. They go bang when you pull the trigger. Whether you're a seasoned shooter or a budget-conscious newcomer, these firearms offer peace of mind without requiring a second mortgage. The Ruger PC Carbine brings modularity and takedown convenience. The Stoeger Coach gun proves that 2 barrels can still be relevant. The Springfield Echelon shows that polymer pistols still innovate. The Beretta M9 reminds us that metal guns age like fine wine. The Ruger AR-556 offers a reliable rifle platform for under $1,000. The Beretta A300 Ultima Patrol gives shotgun lovers a durable semi-auto option, and the Glock 34 exemplifies Glock's legendary dependability with a competition-length slide. If you've got experience with any of these guns or think another affordable blaster deserves a spot here, drop a comment below. I love hearing your stories. More importantly, remember that a budget gun doesn't mean a budget life. Train regularly, maintain your firearms, and invest in quality ammunition. Thanks for watching and hanging out with me. As always, stay safe, stay free, and I'll catch you in the next one.